I mean, it's Cooper Rush worth 2.5 points. I would hope Quinn Ewers put up a decent stat line against Arizona State. If he didn't, we have a real problem.
You can say the same thing about Creighton. Okay, they had the one good game against Kansas at home.
When Toast talks about the kicking market, it's like some earth is flat shit. Andy, true or false, this is going to be a dog walking.
Dog walking. This is my dog walking of the day. I think it's going to be very ugly. Dog walking. I think this is going to be ugly.
Hey, get the sauce. Yo, what's up, everybody? Want to give a special shout out to the BYU Cougars coming through on the money line. My biggest bet of the day so far. Love it. You'll love to see it. Unfortunately, I lost Ole Miss minus 3.5, and actually I lost by the hook on that because Ole Miss hit a 3 to win it, landed on 3. So it's not all great. I also lost a live bet on Georgia Tech because they fouled them with 4 seconds left meaninglessly. But my biggest bet was BYU money line, so that's cool. We do have 5 NBA games tonight. We'll go through them. I have a bet considering a second. This first game, though, is Washington at Detroit, and this is not one of the games I'm considering betting. We just went through this game the other day. It's a really good matchup for Detroit on both sides of the ball. They've been pushing the tempo. They've been attacking the rim. Those are things Washington struggles with. And on the other side, Detroit's done a great job defending in transition, and they've done a great job defending the three-point line. So as far as the matchup, I think it's a great matchup for Detroit across the board. They just beat this Wizards team comfortably. I don't see any reason why they wouldn't do it again. In my opinion, if you're betting the Wizards, you're going with Detroit coming out flat, which I'm not saying is a bad pick or anything. But as far as the matchup, it's pretty good for Detroit across the board. So it would only be Pistons for me, but I'm not betting it because you never know. They just beat this team comfortably. I think if you're going to say the Wizards are coming off flat, that you can make a reasonable argument for that. The Pistons are coming out flat. You can make a reasonable argument for that. So Pistons or pass?
Well, they just play. I mean, the Wizards, the game before that, they were struggling to score too. And like you said, Detroit's defense has been pretty good. Even though they've been playing at a fast pace, held the Wizards to 103. So I think Wizards team total under could be a thing. I mean, I see this game going pretty much the same way as the last. I don't really have too much to add.
Yeah, that's that. I feel the same. Chris?
Yeah, we cashed that team total under. That's the way I would look again. You mentioned the This is a bad matchup for Washington. So unless they get like hot from the three-point line or this game's played like at a ridiculous pace, because the one difference between the two games that the Detroit got, you can say it's a look-ahead spot because OKC's coming to town on Saturday. But outside of that, it's the same thing. So, and I don't know if you guys watched the game. I watched it because I had that team total bet in. It got chippy. Like, I think it's going to be even more defense play. Like, I probably won't pay attention, but it's like 5 technicals given out between the two teams. Like Marcus Smart and Ronald Hollins was getting into it, and then K push Chris Middleton. So it was a little physicality. I like to see that. So yeah, it'll be Washington team total under for me too, but I didn't bet it. I agree with Ski.
I was not watching that game. I was watching some college basketball, and I had the Pacers was my big bet that night. That was the Halliburton game winner. Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next game. Tell me why I shouldn't bet the Lakers here. Yes, I know LeBron James isn't playing, but 6.5. I went back and forth. At first, when I first looked at it, I was thinking under, but I actually kind of like the over now. The way I feel is Lakers and over, but I'll let these guys go first. Ski, are you down to bet your Lakers here?
No, I'm not betting the Lakers, but I did bet a player. I bet Austin Reeves, and I'm not sure. I didn't check the line today. I bet it last night. His assists was 5.5 minus 109. His rebounds were 4.5 minus like 130, and his rebounds and assists was 9.5 minus.
Wait, you said you got his assists at what number? 5.5. I just lost Ski. I can't hear him. Can anyone else hear him?
I can't hear him as well.
I can't hear you.
You can't hear
me?
Now
you're
back.
back.
Yeah,
you're back. What number did you get the assist at?
5.5 assists.
5.5 assists.
It looks like it's at
4.5 rebounds.
It looks like it's at 6.5 now, but it's plus 120, plus 115.
I still think he'll get that. I mean, he's averaging. I mean, the games without LeBron, he's only played 4, I think, this season, but he's averaging just below 10 assists in those games. And we always would look at the games without D'Lo. I mean, besides Luka, who's really playmaking for this team? And then the rebounding part, LeBron out, obviously. I'm pretty sure Jackson Hayes is out. Rui is out. I mean, it's a lot of rebounds to be had in this game. And in those games without LeBron, he also averages 6.8 rebounds. So however you want to do it, or all three, this is my player to bet on tonight.
Can you switch me from the Lakers to the over, prop here?
Yeah.
Chris?
Man, so this is my word of encouragement or betting advice for you, Kyle. If you want the Lakers, don't you kind of want to wait because of the back-to-back that they got with Denver tomorrow and see if Luka gets ruled?
I don't really
out?
want the Lakers. I have a bet in the game. I was just sharing my thoughts. I was thinking
okay.
Lakers are over. I think over would be my. I think what I posted last night was over or pass. So
talk me into the over, Kyle, because I was actually looking at under. I feel like the Lakers are going to play slow. They've been playing super slow. I feel like the Lakers are defending what the Bucks like to do, which is that mid-range shot. Like on the full season, they've been defending that really well. And when I look at the Lakers as road dogs getting 5 points or more, I think they're like 6-1 to the under. They've held every one of their opponents under their team total. So I just kind of feel like, I know we're down like a lot of bodies. We got the big game tomorrow, but I kind of feel like the Lakers defense is going to show up because it didn't as much in the last game. And to me, this version of the Lakers, I'm interested to know what you think about this, Kyle, and you too, Ski. This version of the Lakers, right, when you don't have LeBron, but you do have Luka, Kyle, you mentioned this last week, the Lakers are shooting a ton of threes. This kind of feels like Dallas Luka, where you just put him out there in a bunch of pick and rolls and he kicks to the three-point shooter or he takes a bunch of step-back threes or gets downhill. That's like slow-paced Dallas basketball, in my opinion. So I lean under. I say all that to say I lean under, Kyle, but I am interested in y'all thoughts on if y'all think the offense is going to look like that.
I'm echoing. 1 second. The reason I like the over, it's kind of weird. I can't really explain it, but it seems like the Bucks, when they play fast-paced teams, they slow it down. I forget. I shared it the other day. The Bucks against the top 5 teams in pace are like 2-8 to the under. So when they play fast-paced teams, they slow it down. But it seems like when they play slow-paced teams, they speed it up. They just played the Magic, went up and over the total, 220 points scored in the game. But meanwhile, they play the Cavs to a 112-100 final score. So it seems like the Bucks have a pattern of whatever their opponent's pace is, turn the game into the opposite. So the Lakers have been playing a slow pace. So I think the Bucks will try to speed the pace up on them and make this hobbled Lakers team try to keep up. And look, I know you said that you think the Lakers defense will bounce back because they didn't look very good, but maybe they're not capable of bouncing back without Jackson Hayes out there. I don't think this is a good defensive team. They were playing great defense over a long stretch, but I mean, yes, I know that they have pieces here that you would point at and say they could play defense, but Finney-Smith, Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, these are guys that are capable of playing defense. I just don't think the Lakers are a very good team, especially under the basket.
Is it Alex Len, Kyle? Is that what you're...
I mean, it's not exactly someone I have a ton of faith in. So I kind of like this over. I think it's going to get up and over. Prop Beaver's on the screen, which means he has something.
Yeah, so, Ski, I was like having a hard time kind of trying to understand what you exactly bet due to, I guess, the technical difficulties in that moment. Somebody in the comments said that you basically only bet the rebounds and assists. Did you bet the assists, the rebounds, and the rebounds and assists?
Yeah, I bet all 3.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
Right. Yeah, so that's also what I had thought.
Just put over assists and rebounds.
Okay, I'll just put all 3. There we go. Yeah, so I'm kind of, I guess, in the same thought process of you, where I think there is going to be a lot of distribution tonight. I'm rocking with a different guy. I'm rocking with Doncic here. If you're going to give me this many potentials, this playmaking duty with Luka Doncic, then I have to play him, especially at these numbers. I laddered him. I got the 9+, 10+, 11+, and 12+. Lone game without LeBron as a Los Angeles Laker. He played the Brooklyn Nets, slow-paced team, a better defensive team in my mind, the Milwaukee Bucks. He had 19 potential assists in that game, turned that into 12 assists. You look in his last 5 games overall already, even with LeBron on the court, he's over his last 4 or 5. He's averaging 10.2 assists per game on 17 potentials. But if you look at the last 3 or 4, He's actually hit 12 plus in 3 of those games. He's averaging 11 assists per game on 18.3 potentials with just 15 potential assists this season. He's hit 9 plus in 10 straight, 10 plus in 7 straight, and 12 plus in 5 straight. So he's been extremely profitable when he gets these opportunities. And Milwaukee likes to get the ball out of his hands. I mean, if you look at the 5 previous matchups against Milwaukee, he's hit 9 plus in all 5 of them, 11 plus in 4 or 5 against them. And if you look at guards against this Milwaukee team as of late, sure, a bit ago, they weren't allowing that many assists. But if you look at the last 5 games specifically, Halliburton and McConnell combined for 17 against them. Cole Anthony, a guy who doesn't even get that many potential assists, just had 9 against them. I believe his name is Brandon Williams, and Spencer Dinwiddie just combined for 14. Trae Young just had 13. And this is only Milwaukee's last 5 games. So I do think that both Austin Reeves and Luka Doncic could have a good game here. But if you're going to give me Luka Doncic at these prices to ball out against a Milwaukee team that likely is going to aim to just take him out of this ball game, then I have to go ahead and play this. So I played every line here. I know my ladders have stunk this year. I don't really give a shit. I think that Luka Doncic is in for a fantastic game here.
Your ladder just hit, bro.
Which one?
The Steals one. That was recent.
I mean, we bet every single day. That Steals ladder was like a week ago, dude.
Oh,
So,
I didn't know you had a ladder every single day.
not every single day, but I mean, I have been playing a decent amount of ladders. So, yeah.
Oh, that was the last one I remember.
Cam Thomas, exactly. None like me said Cam Thomas fired up the Beaver assist ladder. He had 9 potentials, only turned that into 3 assists. So there's going to be good variance, bad variance. I don't really care. Doncic, let's get it done.
All right, let's move on to the next game. And I want to bet Brooklyn. I think if I was to place a second bet, it would be this one. I want to bet the Nets here. I know this Bulls team can't stop covering. They're 8-2 against the spread of their last 10. They've won 3 games outright in a row. I hate it. I don't think this Bulls team is any good. I've been on the losing end of a couple of those. If you remember, the other night when the Nets played the Cavs, I was leaning towards the Nets because I said, guys, this Nets team, when they play teams that shoot threes, when they play teams that can't exploit their weakness, which is protecting the rim, they have a high cover rate. And they covered against Cleveland. Well, now it's that exact same spot. It's the exact same spot because the Bulls are a 3-point shooting team. They've actually been all right scoring on the interior recently, but I think I could play that sneaky little trend and sell high on this Bulls team that isn't good. It's also a sneaky line here at -2. I would imagine due to the Bulls' recent success that mostly everyone's going to float over to the Chicago side. I may be wrong on that because it looks like we're pulling towards the Nets. I want to bet the Nets. I don't have a bet on it as of right now, but that's the side I want to be on. Ski?
You muted, Ski.
My bad. I don't want to be on either side, honestly, but you give me Cam Thomas, you give me D'Lo in the lineup, I'll expect the Nets to score points. Do I want to take a team total versus the full game over is the only kind of thoughts that I'm having here. I think, well, the Bulls defense has been solid. They like to play up tempo, so they should. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of iffy on this one. I leaned over. I saw the number last night at 227. I kind of hesitated. I woke up. It was like 230. So I leaned over, but I didn't play it.
Chris?
Man, this is the game I absolutely. You know, I'm on a Bulls free die account. When I see Bulls versus Brooklyn with the Bulls favorite, I'm like, yeah, let's go to the next game, man. I can't play this game.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Magic Pelicans. I bet Orlando here. I know everyone's got the Orlando's on the do not bet list. I get it. The center's just been rolled out, Misi, for the Pelicans, which is nice. You don't get many opportunities for Orlando to have good offensive nights, right? Their offense is terrible. You don't get many. But this is one of those opportunities because the Pelicans defense is truly pissed. They're so bad on the defensive side of the ball. They can't protect the rim at all. And now the center's out. The Magic should be able to score on the interior. And if you're thinking, Kyle, no, this Magic offense is too bad. This Magic offense is just too awful to bet. Well, this is where the Pelicans have just been awful to bet on. The Pelicans against bad offenses, 4-12 against the spread. So they never play well against these bad offenses. That means the Pelicans defense is so bad that even when they play bad offenses, they get scored on. So yeah, the Magic are the significantly better team. I know they haven't looked it as of late, but they definitely are. So I laid the -2.5. Not a big bet, but it's not really a night that's loaded with opportunities to make money. So I'm on Magic.
When you guys give out your picks, can you guys all have a big smile on your face and just do it with everlasting joy for GMs, please? Why do you all sound depressing, like you don't care? You all seem like you don't want to be on the podcast. Dude, we're not going to do tricks on it for you today. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh, who's
fucking weirdo?
Who's depressed? I don't know. But yeah, Orlando -2.5. Ski?
I was trying to think about that comment. Yeah, Orlando's let me down quite a bit. I have a hard time backing them. I'm kind of one of those people who has them on the do not bet list. But I agree with what you're saying. Pelicans defense has been really bad. Second worst defense last 5 games. And if there's anybody Orlando can score on, it should be here tonight. So I think they're the better team. I'll lean with Orlando tonight, but it's not in my pocket. I got to say that.
Chris?
I echo everything that both of y'all just said, man. It's so hard to bet Orlando, Cal. You always find a way to do it, though. But I'm with Ski. Like, I just can't do it. I know they're the right side. It feels like they're the right side. I know Zion is coming off his minutes limit. He's been playing, I think he's played 30-plus minutes, and they've, like, covered back-to-back games in, like, 2 of the last 3 or something like that. So he had a triple-double in his last game. But, yeah, you mentioned, without Messi, I talked about this on my show this morning as well. Without Messi, they should be able to get downhill, attack the paint. They also should be able to get to the mid-range, which is where Franz and Paulo do a lot of their scoring. So, yeah, I'll lean Orlando. Maybe I end up betting it with you, Kyle. But even then, I probably won't take the 2.5. I'll just play the money line like a -145, hoping that they can just win the game. I don't want them to have to cover anything. Just win.
All right. The next one is...
What is this? What is this? I'm on the screen.
Oh, I didn't think you were on. I thought it was
maybe the comments got a point. Maybe the comments got a point. All right. So no. All right. So
call him a name real quick, probably. That's what you always do.
He's a riverboat rat. That's what he is. So what I got here is I got another ladder actually. I actually just found this before the show. And the reason I like this one so much is because there's no Messi as well. I went with the Zion Williamson rebound ladder. If you look, no Olynyk, no Messi on the floor. There's going to be a ton of opportunity on the glass for Zion here. And he's been competitive every single time he's played at home this year. The main line's at 6.5. He's hit 6 rebounds, at least 6 rebounds in every single home game thus far. So there you go. At least 6 in every single home game. And then if you look at home without Herb and Olynyk, Herbert Jones and Kelly Olynyk, he's hit 8+ his last 4 or 5 opportunities. He's averaging 9.5 rebounds per game, and he's had 14+ rebound chances in each of those contests. With just 11+ rebound chances at home this year, he's over in 71% of overall contests on his main line, and he's hit 9+ his last 5 of 6, including 10+ in 3 straight. You're getting that 10+ line at +400. So I feel like there's a lot of value there already. And then look at the Magic. They've now allowed the last 10 of 14 opposing forwards they've faced to clear their individual rebound line. And normally you look at a slow-paced team, this is not somebody you want to back a rebound over against. For some reason, Zion actually excels against these types of teams. Against teams in the bottom 15 of pace, he's over his last 8 of 11 on the main line, including 9+ his last 4 or 5. And then against teams who are good at limiting rebounds, top 15 in this category, he's hit 8+ in 5 of 6 games, including 10+ in 3 straight contests. So I took the ladder on him. Normally a slow-paced game against teams that don't limit rebounds is a death sentence for a rebound ladder. But these are the exact type of matches that we've seen Zion thrive in this year. So I'm going with Zion rebound ladder. Hopefully we can raise the morale in this place. How about it?
Let's move on to the last game, and I want to do it. These guys,
the Kings.
Yeah, these guys want to take Golden State. I could already tell you.
I don't.
Ski has been disrespecting the Kings since 2009. Ski's been disrespecting the Kings since Chris Webber called that timeout.
Peja Stojakovic.
Actually, I just realized Chris Webber called the timeout at Michigan, not on the Kings. You get the joke, though. He's just a Kings hater, bona fide. So go ahead, Ski. Tell us why the Warriors -7 is a good bet.
I mean, this is one of those games where it just makes too much sense to go and take the Warriors. Like the games like this lately have not been cashing. You could look at the Knicks last night. You could look at the Bucks the night before. And I just feel the same kind of way about this game. It makes 1,000% sense to take the Golden State Warriors. I think they're deeper than Sacramento. Sacramento's I don't like anything about them. You can say, you can make all the jokes. I don't like the bench. I don't like that they don't play or don't have the team to play defense. Or at least I think so. I made money fading them last game. They lost by 29. I would fade them here again tonight if I didn't have this feeling like I've been having the past few games. So I just feel like, the stripes are going to be on Sacramento's side, and I don't feel like fighting them tonight. So I'll just lean Golden State. I'll let you have a bet in this game.
Yeah, that feeling you have is potential on the Sacramento side. This team's playing ball. Yeah, they got beat up by the Knicks. That's probably the best team in the Eastern Conference. Oh, so okay, they lost to the best three. They lost. They got beat up by the. They got beat up by
Brunson.
They got beat up by the Knicks on a back-to-back. Is no one going to mention that? They were on a back-to-back.
Off overtime.
Yeah, off of overtime game.
That's why I bet against them. I know.
This Kings team just doesn't get any respect. Before that Knicks loss, they had covered 7 in a row. They were 7-0 against the spread.
Versus who?
The Clips, the Spurs, the Nuggets. Is that good enough for you, Ski? The Nuggets? Is that cool? Do the Nuggets pass your fucking test?
I think the Nuggets were on a back-to-back. But okay.
I'm not sure on that. But 7.5. Remember, this is like a rivalry now. It's Kings Warriors ever since that playoff series. That playoff series was awesome. Granted, it was Fox who's not there anymore, but that playoff series was awesome. And every since then, these teams just seem to battle. The Kings have taken 2 out of 3 this year, so it's not a one-sided rivalry either. The Kings know how to get these guys. They've been playing good basketball. I mean, if Sabonis plays, I want the points. Flat out. This Kings team, 7-1 against the spread in their last 8. When's the last time Golden State covered the number?
Been a couple games. They are 6-3-1 against the spread in the last 10, but it's been a couple. I know they didn't cover neither one of the games.
Dude, they haven't covered since the Knicks game on March 4th.
Oh, when they were dogs, yeah.
They haven't. That's the last time they covered. Was March 4th. That's 10 days ago.
Yeah. I'm with you, Kyle. I think Golden State is getting a little I guess overvalued in the market. I think they can keep it within the number as well. And remember the first game after the All-Star break, I know I bet Golden State in that spot. They had double revenge against Sacramento. Jimmy Butler was there. I think it was like his 3rd game, and they smoked Sacramento in Sacramento. So I know they beat them pretty bad in that spot. I think they can keep it within the number here as well. Probably would put first quarter up for me though. I'm like, the more I looked at it, the more I'm like, so you can get first quarter plus 2.5. I haven't bet this yet, but that's what I want to be on. I'm looking at Sacramento. They're coming out the gate strong, 6-3-1 against the spread in the first quarter last 10. Golden State 4-6 against the spread in their last 10 games. And for whatever reason, like 3rd quarter Golden State, I know that was a thing like a couple years ago. It's kind of coming back. Since the All-Star break, they're plus 5.5 in the 3rd quarter net rating, plus 4.3 in the 4th quarter net rating. So what that tells me is that second half, they turn up at home. They're plus 9 in net rating since the All-Star break. Not as strong in the first 2 quarters. Sacramento has played the 4th most difficult schedule in their last 5 games as well, whereas Golden State's been playing against a little bit of a cupcake schedule. They're 22nd in strength of schedule last 5 games. So I think Sacramento can keep it close, specifically early, maybe before Golden State gets hot in the second half. So that's the way I want to bet it. But I do lean with you on the full game as well. I think they can keep it within the number.
I just locked in Kings plus 7. Got a -105. I'm in. I believe in this Kings team. They just can't stop, won't stop covering, man. Other than when they ran into the freight train, New York Knicks. All right, let's get on to some college ball. Both these guys will be back tomorrow. Both have their own YouTube channels. Make sure you show them some support. Click subscribe. The names are spelled exactly right. Ski Profit and Crispy Cap with 2 N's. But again, both these guys will be back tomorrow at the same time with a a better slate. There's 8 or 9 games tomorrow. So we'll see these guys tomorrow, same time. Let's bring on Scoop. And I think Trevor's here as well to talk some college basketball.
Best of luck tonight, fellas.
Yeah, good luck to y'all.
Later, guys.
Mr. Mike Diaz, if you're looking for a nasty boy to back tonight, it may sound a bit counterintuitive, but Carlo Matkovich of the same New Orleans Pelicans that Zion Williamson is on, back him.
These freaking Arkansas bettors, man. We're giving a gift. Hogs pissed me off today.
Always the Hogs. Come on.
I don't like that Hogs team. I'm anti-Hog.
DVD
I'm
loves a good
anti-Hog,
hog.
Yeah, I'm pro Hog for sure.
Big Hog guy. Illinois, put him up for me. This is the team that's going to win the Big Ten. Iowa plus 10 is the trendy pick. You're going to see fake sharps on it. Guys like Toast. Guys like Trevor. Oh, no, Trevor's with me.
The fuck?
He just automatically calls you a fake sharp. So.
Incredible. Been having a great week. I'm still a fake sharp. What do I got to do to get some respect around here?
All right, you're on Illinois, right, Trev?
Yeah, Illinois for me. Just feels like they want you to back Iowa again, but Brock Harding did so much for that team yesterday, and they were playing Ohio State. I know Illinois hasn't been amazing. They've kind of looked better lately, so I think it's just a smash spot for them. I think Iowa kind of runs out of gas here. Playing a team that's not Ohio State, who's abysmal. So let's go Illini, I suppose.
Trev, by the way, I don't think you were on when we talked about this game. Did you have Montana last night?
No, I picked Northern Colorado. I did not bet it.
That was a big win for me.
The over.
Yeah.
That was easy.
I wanted to bring that up because Varner is in the comments. Varner, so I follow him on Twitter. He wrote an article saying Montana was going to win the conference like a month and a half ago. So let's give him some credit. He called that a while ago.
Props.
Scoop?
Yeah, we were on the Bears yesterday. Yeah, I was wrong with Iowa yesterday. Not so much with their defense. It's still pretty terrible, but more of a fact that Ohio State's just garbage. Yeah, Sanford and Dix did great yesterday. Team shot 55% from the field. It's going to be hard to stop a team like that in general, but I'm on Illinois too. Illinois is just a better defensive team than Ohio State. Really a better team all around, obviously. They just have the ability to go off like Iowa can. Morez Johnson's back for Illinois. That's going to help their depth. And it'll help their front court a lot too. I know they've been struggling a little there, but I'm going against Iowa again. It's a huge spread, I know, like Kyle said, and Illinois struggled at times in the season. But I mean, look how they finished the season. They had 3 wins, 2 of them against Purdue and Michigan, and one of them was already a 20-point win against Iowa and held Iowa to 61 points. Iowa's still 3-6-1 against the spread their last 10. They sucked during the season. The fact is that Illinois is just a top-scoring offense in the conference against the worst defense in the Big Ten. So, plus Illinois is just a lot better on the board. So this isn't going to be like Ohio State. Illinois is just a far better team. I think they win this one pretty easily, like Kyle said.
Next. So you guys already know me and Trevor on Baylor. But do we know? But the question is Scoop with us?
No, I'm definitely not on Baylor. Texas Tech is my favorite bet of the day. I think Tech is going to win the conference. Personally, no, I have it for.
You're like 6.5 to the red hot Baylor Bears.
They already beat Baylor by 14 earlier this year
in Lubbock.
It was at home, true, and Baylor looked great against Kansas State. Wonderful, and Edgecombe does what he does. He went off. Jaden Nunn did awesome. The problem is with this game for Texas Tech is. I agree they did win that game against Baylor, but Edgecombe wasn't playing. He was hurt. But I think Baylor's always hurt this year. Tech is just a great team. I know Toppin had a rough game the first time around in this matchup, but still going to be probably Big 12 player of the year. I think he finds his groove here. Team can score a bunch. They're 3rd in the conference in points per game, 3rd in field goal percentage, 2nd in three-point shooting. Overall, 7th in overall offensive efficiency in the country. I see it hard to believe that Baylor's going to shut them down, especially on the outside. Baylor has such a bad perimeter defense, one of the worst in the country. And Baylor is still 1-6-2 against the spread, their last 9 overall. Congrats with their Kansas State win yesterday. I had Kansas State. That was a great pick. Yeah, I mean, they've covered 4 times in their last 18 games overall. I mean, I just really like this Tech team. Not only Toppin, Chance McMillian, Darian Williams, all these they have a ton of prolific scorers. They're a better team on both ends of the court, and it helps that Baylor just played yesterday. So, like I said, I'll take Tech. It is my favorite bet of the day.
Did you say they have a ton of prolific scorers?
Prolific.
Do you use that word often?
Not since Rutgers.
Next.
There was no Edgecombe in the last game either against.
I
said that.
It's convenient.
That's
convenient.
No
Scoop left that out.
No one. I said it. I literally rewind it. I said it.
All right. So, me and Toast talked about this game this morning, but I actually don't know what either of these guys are on. Toast kind of made a decently convincing case for Mississippi State. To be honest, I want to fade both these teams in this round. I can't, obviously, because they play each other, but I planned on fading both. I'm not big on either of these teams. Toast likes Mississippi State at the 3.5. I guess I would lean that way. So I probably, if either of these teams are catching more than a possession, I would probably take that side, but I don't like it at all. Let's see what these guys like.
I kind of like Mississippi State here. Missouri's kind of on the road or away from home. They're not the same team. And yeah, whatever you can argue, this is not quote a road game, but it is. And for Mississippi State, Hubbard can take over a game. That dude, we saw what he did yesterday. They can take over a game. I think there's still a lot of Missouri love for what they've done. I'm not saying they're a bad team, but away from home, them laying, 2 possessions, I'm not a huge fan of that. So give me Mississippi State, and you might as well take the money line at 3.5 too.
Scoop.
I talked shit about Mississippi State yesterday, but my bet was the over, so I appreciate their efforts in letting me hit that bet. They dominated the inside, put up a ton of points. This one should be a close game throughout. I know Missouri dominated their first matchup. It was the worst home loss since 2013 for Miss State when they played earlier this year. They lost by 27. I'm going with my original thought yesterday. I'm going on the over again with Mississippi State. Mississippi State can't defend a 3. I thought LSU would put up a little more of a fight from range, but they're just a bad offensive team. But Missouri's 5th in the SEC in 3-pointers per game, 2nd in 3-point percentage. Mississippi State is just struggling to guard the 3, like I said. They allowed 15 to Missouri the last game. Plus, Missouri already has the highest free throw rate in the country. They can score anywhere on the court. They shoot lights out from deep. And 3 different players actually shoot over 40% from deep. And that's not including Tamar Bates, who's shooting 39.7. So I know Toast would agree. I don't think Missouri's all that great. But on the other hand, I do agree with what I talked about yesterday. It's really a carbon copy. Missouri's just a poor rebounding team like LSU. The last month, their offensive overall defensive efficiency for Missouri ranks outside the top 150. They allow 282nd in field goal rate. So, and they're outside the top 300 in defensive rebounding. So, like in the LSU game, I think Mississippi State should be able to get inside. I think this one's going to be in the 170s in terms of a total. Both of these teams are going to struggle to make stops. So,
next, hopefully you got the Purdue at 9.5 because, not that I'm saying pass at 10.5, but I like Purdue to beat them up. This is a very familiar spot for Purdue, the Big Ten tournament. USC in an unfamiliar part of the country in an unfamiliar tournament. USC also isn't a good team. Purdue by way of blowout.
Yeah, Rutgers is a shame of a college. Couldn't close that game out yesterday. But if USC played Rutgers close, then Purdue, like Kyle said, should absolutely destroy this team. I'm on the over. I bet that as well. I bet the over. Neither team has played well down the stretch. I'm down on Purdue. I told Kyle that Purdue's not making a Sweet 16. So the issue here is while Purdue can shoot lights out, they're 13th in 3-point percentage, 6th in field goal percentage. They've done a piss poor job of defending. They lost 5 of 7 down the stretch. All 5 losses, they gave up 75 points or more. They're allowing teams to shoot 45% from the field in that stretch, 31% from 3. And they're 112th in total rebounding percentage. So Desmond Claude should be able to put up points for USC. Purdue doesn't really clog the center anymore with Edey, so you can really see some issues on both sides defending the perimeter, and they can't defend the paint at all either, which is where USC gets a lot of their points. So I'm going on the over here. I mean, on the other side, USC had the worst 2-point defense in the country and bottom 2-point defense nationally this season. So last game was 90-72. That was a pretty easy over. USC also has allowed 82 points 6 times in their last 7. So both teams can't play defense whatsoever. So even though USC is coming off a double overtime win, Purdue doesn't exactly inspire confidence in their game. But I agree with Kyle. This should be a blowout. I just think the total's too low.
Oh, bro, SeatGeek.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Let's just play it now. 1 second.
Yeah.
Today's episode is brought to you by SeatGeek, and I want to give them a shout out here. If you're looking for a spot to get the best deal on tickets to some March Madness action, got to go with SeatGeek here. With over 28 million downloads, SeatGeek is the #1 rated ticketing app. There are over 70,000 events listed on SeatGeek, and not just sports. They've got concerts on there, festivals. If you need tickets to an event, SeatGeek is the spot. I love SeatGeek. I'm a huge SeatGeek guy. I like how each ticket is rated on a 1 to 10 scale. You got to look for the green dots. The green dots means great deal. Red dots mean not as great of a deal. If you want $20 off tickets from SeatGeek, use the code KIRMS, KIRMS. That's $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek if you use the promo code KIRMS. And it doesn't have to be right now. You can click the link in the description and download the app, and you'll still get the $20 off later if you click this link right now. Promo code KIRMS. The #1 ticketing app, the best in the business. Why wait? Head on over to SeatGeek. Promo code KIRMS. All right. So let's go to the next game. Oh, usually Trev goes first. That's why I messed that up. Trev, you up?
Yeah, if I had to pick a side, it's going to be Purdue in this one. We saw what happened to USC last night. Their turnovers they probably should have killed them. They definitely didn't deserve to win that game, even if they were up 15. They blew that game. Purdue, they're second in the conference, forcing turnovers, and also steals are second in the conference, whereas USC sitting 15th and 15th in turnover percentage and giving away steals. Not to mention they're coming off a double OT game. This is in Indianapolis. I like USC's team total under here. They had like 73 or 74 going into overtime against a Rutgers team that, defense isn't their specialty. I know the press really killed USC. Purdue's not a huge press team, but I still think, eventually back-to-back, you played last night the late game. Now you're going to play, 16 hours later. With turnover issues, I don't think they can fix that overnight. I think Purdue kind of just locks them up. I think it's going to be it might be tight first, but I think second half Purdue just kind of clamps down and gets it done. So I would take Purdue on the side and USC team total under.
Cool. Next game up. We haven't talked about this game at all. Clemson SMU. I don't even know how I feel about it, to be honest. SMU just handled their shit last night. They won by 20, I'm pretty sure. Where's this game being played, Trevor?
This is in Charlotte.
Charlotte. That's pretty close.
Yeah, so to Clemson, yeah.
I don't know. I guess Clemson. Do you think? Yeah, I guess just put up Clemson. I feel like I feel like not only am I not interested in the ACC, but I feel like I've lost money when I've tried to bet the ACC this year, where in other conferences I've won some bets. So I'm really uninterested in the SEC and the ACC this year.
Well,
yeah. Oh, go for it, Scoop.
No, it's just I was just say it's a bad conference. That's why.
But like it's not just that.
Well, it's not exciting to watch. So.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how to explain it. Like I like the Atlantic 10. I don't need the premier conferences to enjoy watching it. But there's something about the ACC I just haven't found interesting this year.
Terrible. They're losing all their coaches. All the good coaches are leaving. There's no talent there anymore. It's all just lopsided. Top.
Yeah, but there's still more talent in the ACC than like the Horizon League, and I've had a lot of fun watching the Horizon.
I don't believe that. Shut the fuck up. The ACC is basically the WCC this year.
So who's the best team in the Horizon League? It's probably
Bob Morris.
Yeah, Robert Morris.
Morris.
Is Robert Morris? Where would Robert Morris be ranked in the ACC?
4th or 5th.
No, they would not, dude.
Louisville, Clemson,
Bobby
North Carolina, Bobby Morris.
That's not true.
We'll find out in March. Hopefully they play in an ACC team.
Stanford would beat the shit out of Bob Morris. All right. Anyway,
Stanford's Max Renault, and that's it.
Scoop, do you agree? Clemson or pass?
Yeah, SMU's coming off, like you just said, a great performance, pretty good defense as well. But I don't know. It's Syracuse, so I don't really know what to do about that. They can't score either. I want to bet SMU, but I think Clemson and Duke are just easily the two best teams in this conference. they already lost to Clemson a few weeks ago by 10. The issue with SMU is turnovers every game. They're 203rd in the country. They about 12 a game, but against better defensive teams, they're that are in the top 100 in defense, it's around 16 a game. They just can't hold on to the ball. Clemson's just all around a really solid team. They're top 25 offensive defense and 32nd in turnover margin. I said the other day, anyone can beat anyone in the ACC, unless you're talking about Clemson and Duke. I think that's going to be, probably the final. But Louisville, to an extent, I don't really trust Louisville. But Clemson's just lost one game in the last, I think, 8 or so, and they're profitable. They were 20-11 against the spread this season. They're also top 30 in three-point percentage. SMU's 161st in defending the three, and Clemson already had a season high against them, and three is the first time to play with 14. So I'm going to go with Clemson's defense, which is also good from last season. I'm sure Kyle knows that. They have an offense now that can compete with teams, especially ACC teams. So I do think it's funny that Clemson has never won the ACC conference, 72 years without a conference tournament win. I think they have a chance. It's a weak conference. Chase Hunter and Shiflin should have a great game here as well. So I'm going to go with Clemson.
I wasn't picking Clemson, by the way.
Did you just see the end of the Wisconsin game, Trev?
No, it's on over there. What the
Northwestern
cover?
Just buried a meaningless 3 with 10 seconds left to cover.
Nice.
Hey, at least we got the win. Everybody got their cover. No, I don't look like an idiot for fading my my team on the show last night. But no, I actually liked SMU in that last one. The whole world's on Clemson. Everybody loves Clemson. Clemson. They went to SMU, won by 10. Now they're at home, basically a home game. SMU beat Syracuse, big deal. I think SMU dominated that game. Second half they took control. I think they come in with momentum and they cover this. I'm not sure if I'm going to bet it because fading Clemson is similar to like Duke. It's just stupid. Them and Louisville, it's just stupid. They find ways to cover, but the whole world's on Clemson. I'm not a huge fan of it. I think SMU, playing aggressive and desperate. So I lean SMU here. I'm not sure if I'll even fire on this game, though, to be honest.
Next. Now you're about to hear both of these guys give compelling speeches about how UConn, this is not the UConn of years past, how Dan Hurley is not the same guy. They're going to conveniently leave out the fact that Villanova is at the ultimate sell high spot right now. There's a lot of fake sharps that have Villanova to win the Big East tickets. UConn is going to flex their muscles here. I like the Connecticut Huskies by double digits. And that's that. Scoop, are you with me?
I don't want to bet UConn at all. So, no.
No.
I mean, Nova, I don't know. I mean, Nova's obviously playing for their season, and I think Kyle Neptune's going to be fired after the season for Nova. The thing with Nova is they just played UConn tough both times this year. They were 1-1, could have swept them. I know the number keeps going up. This game opened at 3.5. Now, what is it, 6.5? So, yeah, there's no way I want to bet either side. It's a huge talent gap between these two teams. I agree. Liam McNeely wasn't there for the first game where UConn lost. He worked his way back from injury. He's playing well. They went on a huge run. I don't know how I just covered Xavier, by the way. That's awesome. It's a huge talent gap. Like I said, they went on a huge run in Nova the last game pretty decisively. I don't know about this game, really. Eric Dixon has been the most dominant scorer. He leads the nation in points per game, but UConn did just shut him down the last game they played. Carabao did great against them. On the other hand, it's just hard to bet UConn. You don't know what team is going to come out. The team isn't the same team from the last few years. Nova had their number for the most part. But these teams play really, really slow. So Nova getting 3 possessions in terms of point, it should be a tight game throughout. The problem is, obviously, Hurley's a great coach as much as he's a psychopath, and he knows what he's doing. Huge advantage to the coaching there. But I don't see a reason to put a number. I don't see a reason to put money on either side, personally.
I think I'm going to bet Connecticut here. Trevor's on Villanova, and can you put the fake sharp tag up on both these guys?
So Xavier hit a 3 at the end for me to cover. That's great.
Yeah, I just
Xavier hit a 3 at the end.
Meaningless 3 for a cover. Love it.
All right, so Toast won't be as pissed. I know he also had the money line, but he definitely had plus 2.5 too.
Well, they lost by 2, so
yeah, so he got that. Xavier was his favorite bet of the day, so at least he got half of it right.
I hated it. Everybody was on Xavier today.
I heard the college experience guys were all on Marquette.
Yeah, because of
They
that
should've
exact
covered.
thing. The whole world was on X. Everyone loved them. I was just praying they got it done. I was like, you know what? I'll ride my future ticket. I'm not going to bet this game, and thank God, because I'd be triggered. But
Yeah,
it is what it is.
Speaking of this fake sharp tag, Prop Beaver, we need a song, a jingle. It's a fake sharp, something like that.
Fake shark.
No,
gotta
Prop
do like a
Beaver's not a metal
metal
guy.
version.
It's a fake sharp.
No, it's like one of the only musical genres I refuse to listen to.
All right, fake sharp. Tell us why Nova's the pick.
Yeah, Nova's playing absolutely desperate here. Everybody knows this is, quote, Store South, big deal. I don't give a shit. This is not the same UConn team. Have they looked better? Yeah, absolutely. But Nova's absolutely desperate. They must win the Big East here. And if they don't win this game, they're not going to lose it by 3 possessions. That's for damn sure. Eric Dixon will not allow that to happen. Give me Nova plus 6.5. If I think they win, but if they're going to lose, it's going to be by like 2-3 points. There's no way they get blown out in this game. Absolutely desperate. I don't give a shit if this was, quote, Store South. Not the same team anymore. Give me an actually desperate team and a Kyle Neptune who's literally coaching for his job. And they know they have to win this Big East tournament. So this is going to come down to the last possession.
Wrong. Next.
I didn't bet this, so I disagree with the fake sharp under my name personally.
Well, the tag explains it. Scoop.
I get it. I understand. I mean, overall, yes, I'm a fake sharp, but not for that game.
By the way, I've come full circle on this. This morning, it was early. I was tired. Toast was saying Oklahoma, and I was like, yeah, I think I like it too. I don't like it anymore. I don't like Oklahoma anymore.
Go ahead, Joe.
I don't know what we're doing backing a Kentucky team on a neutral versus a very hot Oklahoma team. I mean, everyone was on Georgia yesterday. You know, that was sweat free. It was Oklahoma. This team's playing better. You got Moser putting on the suit. Ever since then, they've been an absolute wagon. He's throwing it back with the suit. You got Jeremiah Fears playing really, really well. Kentucky, no Jackson Robinson. Lamont Butler, even if he plays, I'm not even sure he's going to be healthy. So those are 2 huge pieces. And if Kentucky's not going to make 14 threes, they ain't winning the damn game. So now you're going to lay 6.5. No, thank you. I'll take Oklahoma. I think they're live again. Like it's March. Dogs are barking. Oklahoma.
Scoop.
Yeah, I agree. I was sad about Georgia loss yesterday. Just not enough nasty boys down low. Really, I thought the nasty boys would come out. I don't know. I would take Oklahoma here and get some revenge for that earlier game this year when Owen made that game-winning shot. Obviously, every team wants to win right now, but like Trev said, Oklahoma's pretty much going to play with more urgency here. They're still right on the bubble. They fought back here with 3 straight wins. They're hot right now. But they were still 6-12 in the SEC, so it's a huge game for them. I know Kentucky comes in this one pretty hot too, but the Sooners game, still, I watched that whole game. Oklahoma can score some points. They played a tough game against Georgia yesterday, a team who's actually way better defensively than Kentucky. So I lost the train of thought in my head. Kentucky's defense pace is going to keep this game back and forth. Kentucky's one of the worst transition defenses in the country. They're ranked 349th, almost the bottom 10. They can't get back on defense, and they can't turn the other team over. So while Oklahoma doesn't have a great ball control, I mean, Kentucky's 13% turnover rate's 338th in the country. So Oklahoma's going to get opportunities in spacing. Not saying Oklahoma's defense is good at all. They suck, really, but with no defense pretty much on either side, I think this is going to go back and forth, and catching 7 seems like a good number to me, so I would take Oklahoma.
Every moneyline parlay is going to sit with a Kentucky moneyline piece in it.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think people like Kentucky like that anymore.
People love Kentucky.
It's not 2019, Trevor.
Dude, people still love Kentucky this year.
Okay, Oklahoma's a big name too.
Yeah, but versus Kentucky, no shot. And remember the last time these two played, Kentucky won on some bullshit late with that foul. This team's going to be pissed off.
Oklahoma's a big name. Brady Manick put Oklahoma on the map.
Oh, my God, Brady Manick.
That's like over under on how many times Brady Manick's been mentioned this year. All right, next up. Last game. Well, the last game that we're talking about.
Where is Brady Manick, by the way? He's not in the NBA, right?
Probably in Europe somewhere.
Yeah, I have to know now.
He looks like a guy who would excel in Europe.
Probably like I don't know, Czechoslovakia, one of the Czech
Wow,
leagues.
he's got a full ass beard now, like huge.
Nice.
He plays for the Zalgiris Kaunas of the Lithuanian Basketball League.
Nice. Some EuroLeague basketball. I love it.
I'll take the Kaunas future with the title. Toast really likes Kansas here, and I gotta say it's pretty sharp.
Shop.
Scoop, do you agree that it's a shop play?
Yeah, Kansas is such a garbage team, man. I hate them so much. But yeah, I agree. I bet Kansas yesterday. I thought I had a shot there when they were up 12. I actually was rooting for you with the money line. That's bullshit with UCF.
I know. I deserved that.
Yeah, Kansas just collapsed the usual Kansas way this season. Now they're catching points to a team they already beat at the end of the season. Kansas is kind of like UConn. They play amazing one day and play like garbage, like the garbage you saw against UCF. I'm still going to take Kansas in the points. Arizona wasn't really playing well down the stretch themselves. They lost 5 of their last 8. Neither of these teams are good on the perimeter for the most part, but I still give the edge to Kansas there. They're slightly better from the edge there. The reason Kansas beat Arizona last time, they competed on the inside, which is what you need to beat Arizona. Arizona is probably the best Big 12 team in terms of in the paint, defensively the best rebounding team, but Kansas held tight the whole game. They're on tired legs. I get it. This team really isn't that good. It's, revenge spot for Arizona, but yeah, if this game keeps under a possession, I'm still going to take Kansas in the points. Kansas has been there before. I like Bill Self here, so give me Kansas.
Hey, I think I'm going to bet this one. I think Toast is onto something here. I know Trevor, and he's going to be on Kansas too.
Yeah, no chance in hell. Give me Arizona money line -140. Fucking Kansas. Do you know how many points AJ Storr had last night?
AJ Storr is so bad.
Yep, and he had, I think, about 18 or 20 points. So I'd like to see him repeat that. No chance in hell he's going to do that again. Arizona just went to Kansas last Saturday, lost by, do the math here, 7 points on senior night at Kansas. They were also coming off of the Houston loss. So, hey, they proved my system wrong there. But I don't care. Arizona can score. Caleb Love is built for March. We are in tournament time. This is when he excels. He turns back into himself from a pumpkin. So give me Arizona here, money line. I don't give a shit about Kansas. They're terrible. They're catching points for a reason because they're ass. They want everybody to take the plus.
No, they're catching points because of the full body of work. But recently, Arizona's been, I don't know. Arizona hasn't looked all that good, dude.
No, they look pretty bad too.
They lost to Kansas and Iowa State on the road.
Lost to
and
Kansas
then BYU
State,
got them by 1 point.
Didn't they lose to Kansas State somewhere in
Kansas State was on their heater at that point.
Oh my God! So it still counts. You can't just not include it.
No. Kansas State was playing like the best team in the country at that point. They were on a different level, and then after that game, I believe it was that game, they just shit down their leg the rest of the season. Arizona's losses are at Iowa State when they were fully healthy, Kansas on the road, the Octagon of Doom. They lost at home to Houston by 4, and then BYU by 1 point at home.
See, you just spot someone who's speaking with bias. All the Arizona losses, he gives like crazy cool nicknames too. Like they lost to the Octagon of Doom. Meanwhile, the Kansas losses are like, this team sucks. They lost.
Kansas does suck.
I'm tailing Toast on this one. All right. Let's get back to watching some basketball. If you're in the betting league, you have 2 hours and 7. Oh, we have an underdog. You guys. We're gonna do an underdog. If you guys could want to take off, you can. Talk to you guys later. Prop Beaver, take us away.
1 second. Yeah. So our lovely underdog of the day is Luka Doncic, higher than 18.5 rebounds and assists. I personally think he's on triple-double watch tonight, and then Zion Williamson, higher than 6.5 rebounds. Both of these guys, as I've explained, are part of our 2 ladders tonight. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is up to you. And then, as you know, if you want to join the underdog community, you can in one of these lovely yellow states. Just got to use the promo code BET, B-E-T, and you can fade or ride whatever the hell you choose to do. And you can also get a deposit match up to $1,000 if you use the promo code BET, B-E-T.
That's promo code BET for Underdog Fantasy if you're trying to get a deposit bonus up to $1,000. Everyone, enjoy your night. Be back at midnight. Bet responsibly. If you're in the league, you got 2 hours and 6 minutes to submit. Later.